Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Small Town Farmer series. And today, as you can see, well, we've got the rake on the field of hay that we actually just cut not too long ago. We cut this hay the other day, and so in just a little bit here we're going to be throwing the round baler on it, and we're going to show you guys how we run the hay operation on this beef farm. So now that intro is behind us, well, yeah, like I said in the intro, today we are getting the hay up. We cut this hay not even too long ago, about last week. I know it says September, but we cut this hay at the very end of August. This is our second cutting of hay, and we're about to bale it. Yeah, I'm getting the words mixed up. I was going to let my dad run the rake today, but he can't join us, so looks like you guys are going to be watching me doing all the work today, which is, that's probably typical for the farm. We do have a little bit of rain coming in the forecast, so I am partly trying to beat the rain, but it's also just a really nice looking morning outside. It's super sunny. It's actually kind of warm outside, so I figured we'd get this up while it's drying, and it looks really nice. These are some enormous windrows, by the way, so I hope the baler is going to be able to take it all. And speaking of which, we've actually got the baler all ready to go. It's sitting outside the shop. We just gotta I think either we've got to put twine in it or we've got to look at something to do with the twine, but I think it's already got the twine loaded in there. We'll check it out and see, but for right now we're going to get this hay raked up. I mean, as you can see, I have done just a little bit so far. I opened the field up. I usually do not run the rake, so I did make the big mistake of going around the field first like I do with the planter or the drill or anything like that, so little rookie mistake. I'll definitely learn from my mistake and not do that next time, because it has made everything a lot more complicated, and I should have gone around the field at least twice or three times maybe, even if I was planning on doing that. But not everything's bad. Look how straight these rows look. And if you ask me if I'm using GPS, well, do you see a computer on this tractor anywhere? But no, in all seriousness, this rake is enormous. This is not even an old wheel rake. This is one of our newer ones. We actually just sold our old one, picked up this one. I believe it's a Farm King. Yeah, that's right. So it's big. It dwarfs this field. It took us almost 2 hours to cut this field last week. It is going to take us about 30 minutes to get this all raked up when we're done, I'd say so. But we need the hay, I'll tell you that. We've needed the hay for a good while. I know we've got a bunch of it sitting over there in a pile at the farm, but we use so much hay. We feed all the time. I haven't got a chance to feed this morning, so I might actually have to end up doing it real soon here. But so we're putting the rake and the baler to use today, so I'm also pretty excited to see how that baler's going to do. It does different every single year. This is the third year we're using it. Or no, sorry. I'm thinking of, we used to have a 648 New Holland baler. We sold that one. So this is the first year we're using this New Holland baler. Never mind. We used that 648 for 3 years, and then we had another one about the same size that completely gave up on us. So we bought that 648, which is a 1980 something model. We had that thing for quite a while, and then just this past spring we picked up that the baler that we've got on the farm now. I don't remember where we got it from, a neighboring farm obviously, but I just don't know how far down the road it was. It was pretty local though for the most part. And also, I cannot believe I forgot to mention this at the start of the video, we have some new cattle to go pick up today, which is pretty exciting. We haven't had some new head of cattle on the farm here in about 6-7 months, and I always love going to get the cattle, so we will do that at some point in this episode. I'm not sure what all we've got going on, but the farm's going to be pretty busy today, I'd assume. But we're just going to go ahead and finish up here. We've only got, well, we could probably get all this in one pass if we were lucky, but we're going to have to come back. Got a little row of shame here. Either way, though, I'm glad we've gotten some time to spend in the seat of this tractor. This is one of my favorite tractors on the farm, and I think I said that last episode. I love a good International, and we repainted this thing about a year ago, and the new paint looks so good still. And okay, there we go. Got this whole field raked up. We'll get the rake folded up, and we will head back to the farm. Usually we have the whole operation going where somebody's running the rake and somebody's on the baler. But today we did not have that going on. Like I said, I had nobody here to help me on the farm, so had to do everything by myself, which I guess ain't the worst thing ever, because I get to run all the machinery, which hardly ever happens. But this whole process could go a whole lot faster if I had somebody to help me out. We'll turn in right here, and as you can see, here's our baling rig. It's all ready to rock and roll. I forgot I even put some diesel in the bad boy, so yeah, she's ready to roll. I'll back this rake up in its spot that it sits in right there next to the fence. We'll go ahead and unhook that guy and check it out. There we go. Now I am gonna leave this never mind. We'll actually put it up in the barn. I was gonna say I'll just leave it out, but I will. I'll stick it in the barn. I got a duck every time I back this tractor up in here. It's a little big for this shed, but it does fit pretty snug in here. So I just got a duck to get it under the door, and yeah, good to go. All right, well, without wasting any time, let's hop in the baling rig. Well, actually, just check this thing out. Like I explained in the last video, at least I hope I did, we've got the 4450, whatever you call this, the axle width or whatever is set out so we can run over the rows. But after seeing those rows in that field, I want to say we're going to have to stick them out even more, because those are some humongous rows. And I don't know if this pickup is big enough to handle that. So we'll go ahead and jump in this, start it up. We got 2 rolls of net wrap. Keep on saying twine. We're using net wrap in this baler, so I don't know why I keep saying twine. We'll pull out of here and turn right into the hayfield right here. Very convenient having them so close. And I actually brought my truck up here. I can't even remember what I was doing to bring it up here, but it's here if we need it. And I started raking right down here. So we'll get this baler unfolded, turn it on, and let's go ahead and get started. See if we can do this thing, or see how badly we'll screw up. Now, unfortunately, this baler does not make a 5x6 bale, so these won't be the largest bales, and there's probably going to be about 400 that come out of this field. But either way, we're going to have some hay, and the first bale popping out, and there you go. So just to give you an estimate of the first bale, that's how long it took to make the first one. But the good side of things, check this out. The width of the axles is perfect. We are not flattening down any of the rows, which is not something you want. If you're running a tractor and you've got the width set, like the axles are where it's say like a narrow tractor, like row crop. I know this isn't exactly row crop, I wouldn't think. Something like 22-inch spacings, or even like a tricycle tractor is bad, because you run over the rows, all that weight's going to push it down, and this pickup is going to have a real hard time getting it off the ground if it's flat to it. Also, something I've learned in my life is to make a good bale of hay, you can't drive in a straight line. You got to give the wheel a little back and forth motion. At least that's what they say. But now we'll head down this side of the field so we can hit that headland pass, get it knocked out, so we'll stop running over it. Oh, I'm a dummy. I really should have raked the passes up and down the field first, and then the headlands last. But I didn't have anybody to tell me what I was doing wrong here today, so yeah, I'd screwed up a little bit. Maybe we'll get some in-cab footage of the baler. I mean, check this out. This is sweet. And then right behind me, it is the perfect size to be going in that pickup. And let's see, I might even try to back up a little bit and put the bale out to the side, about like that. I don't know how common this is to do, but I see a few people doing it. I actually can't tell you why that is done. I guess to stop the bale from rolling on a hill or something like that. But yeah, I wonder why that is. You guys let me know in the comments. Why do people back up kind of to the side to unload a bale of hay? Around here, every time I've ever seen it done, or anytime, it's always been put out like this. You just kind of back up, turn the baler off, do like that. But I see it a lot in those ginormous, like, prairie hayfields out in, like, Texas. So I'm just assuming it's to stop it from rolling, or maybe they've got a certain pickup technique that they use to get the bales up. Maybe that's got something to do with it. But if any of you guys know, definitely let me know in the comments, because I would like to know what that is, or what that means, why they do it that way. I've been around hay farming my whole life, and I've always wondered why they kind of turn to the side a little bit when they unload. Now that I look at it though, that's the only bale that hasn't rolled a little bit down the hill, so that's got to be what the problem is. But just like I said when we had the disc bind on this field, this is some dusty hay, and that still applies. It is extremely dusty out here. So whenever we get all this baled up and that rainstorm finally hits, whenever it's planning on hitting, That'll be pretty nice. Keep some of this dust down, because we're going to be reseeding some grass here soon, and you know, I don't want it to be super dusty when we're working out here. It's just been a really dry summer overall here in Iowa, at least in this part of Iowa. You know, I don't know how it was for the people down south and above us, but we're about right smack in the middle of Iowa here, and it's been pretty dry all summer. Forecast says, meteorologists are thinking it's going to be a pretty wet fall and winter, so that's going to mean a lot of snow, which is it's just lovely, but that's a far ways away. You know, who's to say what's really going to happen? And so also we do have something a little exciting to tell you guys about. My dad just found a sweet deal of a tractor about 30 minutes away from here. Well, he didn't just now find it. Dad found it about 2 weeks ago maybe, and it's a John Deere 4440, so it's a good deal of a tractor like the one you're seeing right now. But the only difference is it's got some rear duals, and it is one of the first the year model on the tractor is, I think it's the first year they made the 4440s, whatever it was. I can't remember. It's 1978, maybe 76. The only catch to the tractor, because you know there's got to be a catch with an old tractor for a good price. The engine and a lot of the electronics need to be completely rebuilt. And not only that, but it is a disgusting tractor. It looks pretty terrible. But for the most part, it is in decent condition. It just needs to be washed. That's what I mean by it looks terrible. It's just really dirty. Got a lot of paint chips and whatnot, but fading, you know, I mean, you can't really help that. It's a 50-something-year-old tractor, something like that. So, but yeah, no, the engine is totally done for. It's got to be completely rebuilt. So we are thinking about a complete restoration project of that tractor, because we have been kind of thinking about getting us another tractor for the farm for a good while. We kind of want a tractor with duals that we can keep on there year round to do some work with the drill or spread some fertilizer and lime, because this tractor will pull it. Obviously we've got that ginormous 6R that we just purchased not long ago here at all. But you know, if we've got the 6R on the drill, we can't spread fertilizer. Or if we've got the 6R in the shop, you know, what happens if we're delayed that week? There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong, a lot of circumstances. So we're thinking about adding a fourth tractor to our collection, and it's probably going to be one of the first John Deere 4440s ever made. It's a super ancient tractor, and I'm not sure when Dad's going to get it, but he's going to pick it up at some point soon, and we're going to stick it in the shop and work on it. At least that's the hope. And so yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on the project, but it's a good looking tractor. And I actually saw a 4040 without a cab is a open station 4040, which I was like, oh, that's tempting. It had the spacers on it just like this tractor does, but I was like, you know what, let's go with something air conditioned, cab on it. I don't actually know if it's got air conditioner or not. If it does, I bet you it don't work. But you know, I was like, let's go with something that's got a cab on it. And those sound guards are, man, they're great tractors. We've had this one since I was born, and it's been the best tractor on the farm. I'd say it's the hardest working for sure. But so yeah, you know, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated, see what we do. I'll actually show the tractor off if we ever go get it, and we might go get it today. Dad might come home with it today, so you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's pretty exciting to have another tractor on the farm. I've been wanting another tractor on the farm to fool with for a while. We do actually have 4 tractors on the farm if you count that Alice that sits in the barn, but I really don't think that thing runs. It was my grandpa's tractor. But yeah, no, these bales are flying out of here. There's at least a good 20 bales sitting on the ground right now, that is just crazy. We're not even halfway done with the field, so I figure we're gonna get I don't know, maybe a good 50-60 bales of hay out of this field, that's pretty awesome. But I know we do have to go get the new cattle today, though. Actually, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, if I said it was supposed to be another date. I just remembered that we do have to go get those today, so we'll probably load these bales up, and then we'll see what we can do from there. They're probably going to be a bunch of red Angus, so pretty sweet looking cows. I'm excited about them. So I would say we go ahead and finish this field out with a time lapse. You're probably going to see this baler door open and close maybe 100 more times, but well, we don't have that much more of the field, so it won't be that long. And you might not see the door open that many times. You might see it open about 75. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this field knocked out. And I'll catch up with you guys whenever we're done. Alrighty, well, we are done baling that field. Now we're headed back to the farm. We're going to put the baler up and call it a day. Well, at least baling the hay. We're about to go pick the bales up real quick though. But for now, I am just going to... Actually, yeah, I'll put the baler up. I was just going to back it in the shed, but I will put the thing up. Also, you might notice we got the big tractor in here. Well, yeah, like I said, that's to clean out room for when we move the 4440 into the shop. This tractor turns a little different compared to the ones I'm used to, because this difference in the axle length, or width I guess I should say. But this tractor is going in the shop, the dirt part of it at least. This is where we do most of our oil changes, and actual deep servicing is right in here, mainly because our actual shed, or well, this is the actual shed, our actual shop here, well, it's not very machine appropriate, or it's not very fitting, right? You can just see it's just a little shop in here. We don't have a giant door to bring stuff in, so we'd like to build a big shop one day, but for now we just kind of scoot the toolbox over here and work on whatever is in here. So now about the bales, let's take the 6R over there actually right now real quick, and then we'll just see what we're gonna have to do about these bales, because I don't know if I should load them on a trailer or if I should just haul them straight to the farm, because you know the farm is just right here, but I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Let's see, we got about I don't know how many bales we got. I'd say somewhere in the 40s. Yeah, you can see there's a good bit of hay on this field. So I guess the thing for us to do is really just load it all on a trailer, and I guess unload the trailer at the barn, which means that now that my truck is sitting here very conveniently by the field side, we'll just hop in this guy and we'll go and grab the gooseneck real fast. I'm sure there's a better way to doing this, but you know, the way we load hay changes every single year, and I don't know what to do this year, but I'm sure this will work fine. So for now, we've got all this space next to the cattle trailer. We can stack bales. We still have all these out here that we're still feeding off of, like I said in the last episode, so I guess that'll work for now. Let's go ahead and get these bales up and out of the field, and then we will go from there. I hope this isn't going to take too long, because loading and unloading just to drive about 5 feet that's pretty crazy. So I'll put the trailer about right in here, So we'll get these bales at the front of the field right here first, and then we'll work our way down here. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in just a second, because I don't actually know if this is what we're going to be doing. I'd assume this is how we're going to load bales, but you know, it really wouldn't hurt to go and get the rear spike, because I actually did find it. It's over here at the barn right here. Wouldn't hurt to get that spear and just haul them back and forth. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. But so yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. Well, we are still out here in the field getting the bales up. I've actually done a good bit of work off camera because it was getting pretty boring, and I figured you guys would not want to see me carry bales for forever. But if you cannot already see it, I have the rear bale spike on. Dad needed the trailer because he is currently gone to get that tractor, believe it or not, so we might actually get to see it this episode. Yeah, he took the gooseneck, so I have just been hauling the bales straight to the barn, which was probably honestly the best thing to do anyway. You guys will see right here what I've been doing for about an hour straight. It's not been the most fun thing ever in the world, but we are getting them up. Now, I would not have done this like this, but as you can see, the way this like trigger works, so I'm not actually stacking these bales like this. The way that this barn trigger works is it stacks them automatically. It's just like an auto load shed. So you can see I drive away and it adds that bale to the stack. Well, I do not know how many bales are in here, but as you can see, there are quite a few, and this is just what I've been doing right here for the past forever. Like I said, feels like just driving in there and dropping them down and setting them on the ground, and they'll automatically load into the barn, you know, like you saw. And, you know, it takes about half the time, I'd say, because I don't have to load all of them just to drive them right there, and you know, the whole 9 yards. It's a lot faster. But I have just gone ahead and saved you all the trouble and gotten every single one of these bales up. No, there were so many out here. That number of bales has got to be in the 50s. No way it's not. If I go over to the shed when I get done loading this last bale, and it is not like 59 or something like that, oh man, it's close. It might be even 60 bales even. So we'll add the last bale. I'll actually drive in this driveway, a little change of scenery, see if I can't just set it down right here next to the drill, see what happens. Alright, there we go. All the bales are in the shed. Just come over here and see how many there are. And there are a whopping 73 bales of hay off of that one field. Now, my brain tells me that is not exactly accurate. I mean, look at this. That was maybe a 20-acre field. So either we're doing something very right, or the math is very off. And I just think the math is off, because that field could have rewarded a little better, I'd say. But we did have to move the hay bind over here, and we hooked up to the gooseneck, pulled it forwards, so now we've got room to get hay in and out of here. But as you can see, there's a lot of hay in here, but we still managed to keep all the implements under the roof, so that's awesome. Now we'll let those sit in there, and we will grab 2 more bales of hay, because we've got to feed the cattle. I guess I could have just gotten 2 out of that field, but you know, this works too. Made a giant mess of those bales, had to fix them real quick. But so yeah, one of these bales is going to go over here to the pasture, and the other one is going to go to the feed barn over there. And then about that time, Dad should be here with the new tractor, so we can take a look at that bad boy. I have not seen it yet, so I would say that it looks pretty sweet. Oh man, I have such a sweet spot for those Soundguard cab tractors. And Dad actually did call me when he got there and told me that they took the time out of their day to pressure wash the dang tractor before we bought it, which I'll tell you what, it's not at all what the pictures look like whenever we were looking at it. But you know, I'm happy nonetheless, you know, because that means we won't have to do a lot of cleaning. We'll still have to clean it out, the cab at least. But Dad said that it looks a whole lot better, so that's awesome. And I'm just gonna park this tractor right here in front of the 3-sided shed. Well, we'll actually come down a little bit. Just put it right here where it's out of the way. And so now we've got all the bales up. We baled all the hay, got the bales in the barn. Oh, what a chaotic morning. Oh, I thought I heard somebody pull up. I just came in the shop here for a minute and check it out. Dad just pulled right in here. Could have sworn I heard somebody pull in here, but yeah, no, check it out. Here's our new tractor. I know you're probably thinking, well, what the heck? I thought you said there was duals on it. We've got them. They're on the way, but we can't haul it with duals on it. They'll be sticking way out here. But check out that tractor. That's a good looking tractor. Also, ignore my dad's super duper expensive Dodge. He's a little spoiled. But how about we get this thing unloaded and take a look at it? So obviously, like I said, it is a John Deere 4440. I think it's a quad range. I'd like it if it was a power shift, but yeah, a quad range that's pretty awesome too. So we'll go ahead and take the straps off here. We'll get in this thing and check it out. We'll back it off the trailer real careful. This tractor is a little bit underpowered. It's smoking blue smoke, so yeah, it needs a lot of work done to it. And I'll pull it right in here. We'll cut it off. Leave a little bit of room so we can walk around it and work on the thing. But yeah, check it out. 4440. It's 2-wheel drive. It's got a brand new top link on it. It's got multiple attachers. Even got a hammer strap pin down here. So that's pretty awesome. Duals are on the way, but yeah, it needs a lot of work done too. You can see it's got a lot of paint chips on it, but it looks actually a lot better than it did in the picture. So I guess power washing it saved the day. But a new tractor definitely never hurt anybody. And so I'm going to give him the green light to go ahead and head back. He ain't taking my trailer though. He's got to keep it here. And then for the last task of the day, I would say, is we've got to break the cattle trailer out because, we've got to go and we got to get some new cattle. So I am going to head up here to the barn. But oh man, I do have to move that drill out of the way. And I shut my tailgate. You got to open it back up again to hook up to that trailer. I know that I said we were done with the 6R today, but we do need it to move that drill just for a few seconds. And actually, I did not take the bell spike off of the 3-point hitch earlier, so I'm going to do that also. Just left it on here. I'm going to put it in the correct spot this time, which is right here next to the red barn. All right, there we go. Now that spike won't get lost no more. Still would like a new one, but that one's going to work for the time being. It's just really old and it's real rusted out. I don't know how much longer it's got with us, but we'll just hook up to this. Move it out of the way. We'll just pull it up here in the grass for now. That right there should be good enough. And we'll back up to this trailer like I've done hundreds of thousands of times, it feels like, because we used to haul cattle quite a good bit. Now we don't haul cattle hardly as much. And actually, we're not just buying new cattle, we're selling off our old. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not, but yeah, we are getting rid of some of the cattle that have been on the farm for a while. And we will start down here at the pasture, I do believe. Alright, so we're just going to move all of these cattle to the trailer. Okay, that should be good. We're hauling out 27, I believe. They're all pretty old, so they're going to the sale barn. And I would say that this is pretty awesome. We don't really sell cattle quite as much as we used to, and this truck is squatting. Holy Lord, y'all are some heavy cattle. But I think I am going to end this one here, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed today's random shenanigans, but we did get quite a lot done. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.